Hello. This time we're going to make a coffee box. What I did is I measure my coffee. That's what you should do in case that you have a different one. So you should measure, and then depends of the diameter, you're gonna add 1/8. So I want my box that hold 5 by 3, and in my second drawer it will fit 5 by 2. So one gonna hold 3 rows and the other one is just gonna hold 2 rows. In order to do that, I said we're gonna measure our coffee, and that's the one that's gonna rule my box, because I'll show you. I start doing it first, my box, but later on I realized that my drawer didn't fit because I want to have more rows, and I don't want to have a piece of the drawer that don't have anything, just fit 2, and then they're gonna be going or moving. So that way I can put here my dividers, and then I can have exact amount. So this is the one that's gonna rule, and for me, because this measures 2 inches, I'm gonna add 1/8 per row. So I need 5. So it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 plus 1/8. It's 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 10 inches, 10 inches, 5/8 of an inch. And then in this side, I need 3. So I cut my piece 6/3. Then I'll show you how you're gonna do the sides, because this side and this and the top, it will be in the base will be so easy. But this is how the second part, which is the side, it's gonna rule, or is how you're gonna trace this. So this measures here 6/3. So but if we cut this 6/3, when we put this on the bottom, because it's in an angle, it's going to stick out. If we cut it 6/3, it's just gonna go and stick out. So what we need to do is, you're gonna measure the width of your template, and then you're gonna put it here in the corner. I want my boxes 1.5 inches, so I trace 1.5 a line. This is the bottom line. Here I trace one line 8.5 by 6 3/8, like this. So this is how my box will be, but I'm gonna give 1/8 because I want my box not to be too tight, and I don't want that it sticks out, as I said. So what I do is, once I trace my second rectangle, which is 1/8 bigger both sides, I can figure out my second box, which is just, I'm gonna have it halfway, so I'm going to trace at 3 inch here, and then I'm going to do my line. So this is where my second box going to be seated. So now I need just something. My other drawer will be 2 rows. So up to here is my second row. So I'm not gonna have my third row. So I need this 4 1/4, because 2/8 is 1/4. So 2 rows, it's 1 1/4. So I'm going to trace here 4¼ and then 1½ inch from here. If this is 3" 1½ is up to here. So as you see, if I trace my 1½, I'll be safe. So my cut here don't interfere. So actually I can trace my 3" all the way, and see, I still have, even if I cut here, don't going to be sticking out. So if I do this here, I'm gonna be safe. But I did this 4½ inches. So from here through here is 4½ inches, and then this is 7¼ 7¼ and then from the 4½ inch to the 7¼ I trace my line here. So I'm going to cut this part here, and then I'll be safe. So this is the basic to do my box, and with these dimensions you can do your own. And then the basic, remember, is the number of rows of your coffee that you have. So I'm going to cut my pieces and then we're going to start. So with this, we close all our corners. And then I'm going to make the other one, and later I'm going to come and I'm going to make my dividers. So this is my big box, and then now I'm going to do the small box. For the small box, I have this one that measures 4¼ by 10 5/8. So it's the same length of this, but it's just gonna have two rows of 5. Okay, now we're going to put these pieces all around just to have finished our box. First, we're gonna try that it fits, and then I'm going to put it here. Oops. I like to put first the inside and then the outside. To do this, first, before to remove the backing of the double-sided tape, we're going to fold, and then I like to burnish like this. And that's gonna give you different finish, like if we just fold. So now once we do that, we remove the backing. We closed, and that gives us a nice finish on the top. So we're gonna do all the sides, and then we're gonna do the other box too. Okay, now we are going to do the box, and remember I told you that we need to make sure that our box don't stick out of my piece. So now I cut my piece, but I did a little adjustment. So I cut this piece 5 inches. Let me write it down. Pencil. I did 5 inches on top. I did 8 inches on the bottom and 6 inches tall. So I cut my piece and then I measure 5 inches, and then from there I cut my angle. So I come up with 2 pieces like this, and these are going to be the sides. And as I said, with my big box, when I put it here, so it's a little bit deeper or bigger, this piece. So now my two pieces going to be like this, and then it's a little bit bigger from here. So if I just made it the same size, it will be like this, and then it will be outside. So making the sides like this, we're going to be safe. Inch and another 3" here. Then we need something I forgot to trace before this. So this is because we're going to need some pieces of chipboard. This is just scraps that I have that is like 1/2 inch, and I'm going to put it from the 3 inches down. I'm going to glue this piece. I need to cut a little bit. It doesn't need to be all the way, just we need almost like, could be like 1 inch less, it doesn't matter. So this is because we need something to hold the other piece where the other drawer will go. Oops. There. And then we're gonna add the same on the other side. So I have these pieces. I'll show you now. Okay. Like this. Okay, now we're going to continue. What I did is I have my base and I put here the finish with the same 1 inch stripe. Then I put another one, but instead of putting on the other side, I put it on top. So I'm going to do first the back. I'm gonna do it this way, and let's see. Well, I'm gonna put it first. I'm gonna make sure that it's on top of my chipboard, and then I'm going to adhere. See, that's so easy. And then I just burnish, and then I'm gonna do the same on the sides. So now we have it ready. So we need to finish the edges and then put the cover. Well, now what we are going to do is we are going to do the dividers. I cut one, two, three. I cut 4 pieces, and what I did is I measure my inside, and this measures inside like 4 and almost 4 1/4. So I cut the dividers 4 1/8, but it depends in your box. Remember I told you it's depending of the coffee. So I'm going to put here, I already put my marks here, but also what I did is a template. So with this template, when I put it here, it will give me the exact place where I'm going to put it. But in order to do that, first I need to prepare my dividers. What am I going to do first is I'm going to put these little pieces, and I'm going to put this, gonna be the ones that are going to hold my divider on the sides. So I'm going to put 2 pieces, one on each side. First, I'm just going to remove the backing for one side, and I'm going to put one on this side like this, and I'm going to put the other one. These are regular, like 1 inch wide, and I'm going to put, this is on this side, and I'm going to put the other one on the other side. So it's one side and the other one. So when I put it in my box, I'm going to put this side and this side. So once I have these 2 pieces done, I'm going to wrap it with this other piece that I cut 2 1/2 by 4 1/8. Then I'm going to remove first 1/2 of the double-sided tape, and I'm going to wrap my divider. Like this. Then I'm going to fold and crease, and remember to do this on the top first before remove the double-sided tape. So now I have my divider ready. And then what I did is I did a template who measures 2 1/8. So I'm just gonna put it here in my box, and that's gonna help me to have my divider in place and straight. because now we can have all our coffee and it didn't move. So see, and then on this side it will fit only 2 each. And it's perfect. See? So with this we have done our drawers, and then now we are going to decorate our box. Okay, for the closure I'm going to put here my magnet. I have it here with double-sided tape. I'm not going to remove the backing until I put here my paper. And on this side, what I did, I cut a piece of paper of 5 inches by 1.5, and I put inside my magnet with double-sided tape here. I double in half, and then I'm going to glue it in this part here. So I have a ready mark. To put more double side tape in here to close that sandwich. And then just to reinforce, what I like to do is I put a large piece of double-sided tape. Once I have my magnet, and then I put it this way, and then when I remove it, before to put the paper, I'm going to put another piece on this way a little bit, just to cover. So now with this I can close the opening. So I'm going to put it this way. It's too big, that's why you cannot see it, but look. So now I have all my door, and I have my drawers inside. I'll show you later how it looks, but for now, it's next, I'm going to start putting the paper. Okay, now we are going to cut the design paper, but for the sides I'm going to cut 1/4 smaller. That means that it will be 1/8 smaller all around. So what I did is, my original piece measures 5 inches by 8, and it measures 6 inches tall. So my paper will be 4 3/4 by 5 3/4 by 7 3/4. What I did is I cut my paper 5 3/4 by 7 3/4, and then I cut my rectangle like this in here, and then I measure 4 3/4, and from there I cut my angle. So now once I have my template, what am I going to do is I'm going to cut the design paper. I'm going to use this one, and in order that not to make a mistake, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it like this, because I want this, that's the one that's gonna show. So now I'm going to put here my template. Then I'm going to trace. And then I can cut with my paper trimmer, or I can cut with my scissors. So I'm going to cut with my paper trimmer, but what I need to cut both. I'm I'm just gonna trace it too. Remember that it will be like this. So when I put this one side and the other side.